Sometimes you have to deal with very bad events in your life. It can be a job where you are on a very strict deadline and are missing some tools, or you're driving somewhere and a tire gives out, or you have some big expenses up ahead, but not enough money. The reaction to these events changes from person to person. Some might feel desperate, some confident, some stressed out, some angry, and so on and so on. I believe this depends on the individual's experience dealing with those situations, their confidence in their skills, and the material available to them to solve the problem. But what would the event be like if you weren't alone? Hi, and welcome Shazaric. I'm Eric, and today I want to talk about company, how it influences us at an individual level, and how a good company can turn even an awful situation into a manageable or even favorable one. When talking about this topic, you can often hear me say, with a good company, even hell feels like a nice place. Maybe it's a bit of an hyperbole, but I truly believe it, 100%. I have been in some very awful situations where, if it weren't for the group I was in, I would have just given up, losing a lot of time, money, and health along the way. But very often, at school and at work, we can't choose the people we have to deal with, let alone the team we have to work with. If you're lucky, you end up in a good company with a lot of people who want to help you or teach you stuff, who are there when you need them, and who are there when you need someone to talk to. But if you're half as unlucky as me, you might as well have ended up prisoner to some enemies you didn't even know you had. A group composed of selfish and sadistic monsters. But sadly, or maybe luckily, it depends by the point of view, but as I was saying, life isn't always as black and white. You'll always end up in the halfway, in between, in the gray area. So, I want to share an example from my own experience. In my last job, I was a technician for ceramic tiles presses. These presses are what shapes the tiles in your flooring. Anyways, last winter, I, with two of my colleagues, were busy assembling a new press in a factory at the foot of a mountain. So it was pretty cold inside. It felt like a freezer or something like that. So one of my colleagues was one of my longtime friends, maybe even the oldest friend I have, and the other one was just a dude that we liked, so we went along pretty well. We enjoyed our company, let's say. With that site, we had many problems and setbacks. For example, very awful planning, wrong or missing material, changes upon changes, modification, do this, do that, and missing tools, among other stuff. All of this while constantly being harassed by our bosses about working faster or working more, and to deliver the machine as soon as possible. The machine had to start producing before we even finished assembly. That was ridiculous, but we had to deal with that every day. So we were working long hours, we were working tirelessly, and the commute was a nightmare, since it was very far away. We started work at 8 in the morning, but I would leave home at least at 7, sometimes even earlier, to get there. And we would finish at 6 or 7 in the afternoon, when we were lucky. Sometimes we ended later. But usually I would I wouldn't get home before 8 or even 9. And so after work, after getting home, so tired that I would have just fallen asleep in the car if I wasn't driving. And I get home, I eat my dinner, then I would lie on the bed and watch some YouTube videos or a series before falling asleep, or fainting is more accurate, since I would just black out and wake up in the morning again. Sometimes, for this machine, we even went to work on Saturdays, and I'm still mad to this day, because those Saturdays that we had to go because it was very important, because the workers or the machines, or like you think crane or something like that, would only be available on Saturdays. We woke up early, we were already tired for the past week, and we would go there, and in the end we pretty much didn't have much to do. We had very little work, maybe cleaning up or tidying up the site, which was very annoying and very uncool. I think on Saturdays you should just let people rest if you don't have work to do. I mean, sure, they paid us, but they didn't pay us nearly enough to justify waking up early on a Saturday morning and getting late in the afternoon at home. Sorry for the rant. The point is, the job was getting maddening and was really putting a toll on my mental and physical health. But even in the worst days, I still could enjoy the company of my colleagues, my friends. They would try to cheer me up when I wasn't feeling great, and we would help each other a lot without even asking. They would just come and see I was struggling and try to help, or that I was missing some parts, and they would go look for them without even having me say anything. And we would also share our opinions, points of views, and we would try to understand each other. And so it was great. I mean, I think this sense of community we had with each other came from our our backgrounds weren't so similar, but we had very similar struggles. So we understood each other, and especially since we didn't enjoy our own struggle, we didn't want others, especially our friends, to also have to deal with these same struggles, or at least we would try to ease the difficulty or the struggle itself. Halfway through assembly, I found a better job. It is closer to home, it is less stressing, less demanding physically and also mentally, let's say. And my colleagues, instead of getting angry or mad at me because I was leaving them with half the work done, they were instead very happy. Sometimes they even seemed happier than me that I finally found a way out of there. I finally was able to improve my life and be happier. And so they would really be happy, wishing me the best of luck, and just being happy. And so, by collaborating and by trying to understand people without judging them, we have a pretty reliable recipe for a good company. Kind people definitely are prone to create and fuel a sense of acceptance and community, which can create a virtuous cycle where new members can learn to practice kindness themselves and inspire other people. In conclusion, a good company is welcoming, understanding, and accepting. It seeks to help its members when in need and tries to elevate them when possible. Sometimes it helps outsiders too, who might end up joining. In this group, all people are equal. There is no one who's better or worse, but everyone brings to the table their own expertise and skills in order to help. I don't believe that bad companies are a lost cause. I do believe they can change for the better, but there needs to be a change inside in order to improve, which can often be hard since we can be quite resistant to change. But I think that by showing and practicing kindness and its effects, other members can be influenced to do the same. Look at the many examples we have in real life as well as in fiction and analyze them. Look at yourself, the various groups, the various companies you have. It could be your friends, your co-workers, your family even, and see how they influence you in your day-to-day life or throughout the day, how you feel. And also look at maybe your friends' company or your family's companies and see how they themselves are affected. Also, since I talked about fiction, when I was thinking about company, especially good company, the first thing that came to my mind was the JRPGs parties, especially the Final Fantasy 15 one, with that group of friends that help each other, they go around together, they are pretty much like brothers. I don't know if they are actual brothers, I didn't play the game. But like that, they help each other, they bring their expertise together, they fight with each other, they don't fight each other. And they help as much as they can. Try to recognize and fight the bad and be inspired by the good. Even if it's fiction, it doesn't mean that it can't become a reality, for the good or for the bad. Remember, often life imitates art. So, thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments your opinion and experiences being in a good or bad company. If you like the video and you want to support the channel, please leave a like and subscribe. Until next time, be kind and stay healthy. Ciao ciao!